So if you've seen any prison film ever, you'll know there's always a scene where somebody gets raped, somebody gets bummed in the showers, don't drop the soap in prison. But the reality is, stuff like that, it's very rare you see things like that. I mean, all the years I've spent in prison, I can only think of one time where someone got raped. And it was a kid called Miller from, he was in Moorlands. And his cellmate was doing a really long time. And he ended up playing him with Valium and sleeping tablets. And while he was passed out on the bed, he took his cheeks. And that was that. But what does happen more often are sexual assaults. Now, what I mean by that is if somebody's going to prison and they know they're going, they'll pack loads of drugs up the bum and they'll take them in. Now, if they come onto the wing with drugs and all the big dogs know about it, they'll go in the cell and strong arm him and say, look, we want all your drugs. And he'll probably say, no, I ain't got none. So they'll strong arm his cellmate and say, oh, well, has he got drugs? And his cellmate will say, yeah, they're up his bum. And then they'll go back in, they'll get some gloves from the servery, what's used to serve food with, and they'll just beat him up, go up his bum and take him out. Now, again, it's not like, it doesn't happen all the time, but I've known it to happen a few times. And prison, desensitizes you to things like this. I remember the first time I got locked up. I'm not a fighter, I don't like violence. I've never been around violence. I'm more of a joker, an entertainer. And the first time I got locked up, seeing somebody's face get ripped open with a double razor blade, I nearly passed out. I felt my legs buckled. I felt myself going dizzy. I thought, fucking hell, I'm going to pass out here. So I had to regroup in my cell. But then 10 years down the line, I'm in doncaster and I'm walking past the broom cupboard and I heard like a muffled screaming noise. So I poked my head in and there's a kid from Hull on the floor with his pants down and two Donny lads sticking a sweeping brush in his bum. And I remember I just laughed. I was like, ha, you little muppet, and carried on walking, because that's what prison does. It desensitizes you. It's only now I can look back and think, Jesus, that's not normal. That poor kid's got to live with that for the rest of his life. But it's different in prison than it is out here. If I saw it on the streets, I'd probably phone the police like, shit, that guy's getting assaulted. But prison, it desensitizes you. But anyway, that's today's video. Please subscribe to me on YouTube.